Welcome back to another episode of the Newsic Discovery Series. And for the first time, I get to say it, brought to you by Boombox, the app for social music recs. That felt so good to say. I'm stoked. This app just absolutely aligns with everything that Newsic is doing to support artists, to support music in general. And in this week's episode, I got a chance to actually interview two of the founders, Ben and Steven. We talk about everything from music to the app to some of the challenges about starting the app, and just the goal of Boombox overall. It was really really fun. These kids are super super rad, super smart, and I'm stoked I started this app because I'm an avid user of it now. So be sure to please go download Boombox today. Support the kids. They're grinding. They're having a great time doing this, but they are just really cool kids who just love music. So please again go download Boombox. It's the one with the orange logo shaped like a boombox. And beyond that, please stick around and hang out for this episode. Appreciate you guys so much, and I'm so fired up to have Boombox be the presenting sponsor of the show. I'm so stoked. It's just a perfect collaboration. I think what you guys are doing and what we're trying to do is just highlight rising artists, and you guys are essentially helping that mission. So it's awesome. I'm glad it worked out. So thank you guys so much.
I agree 100%. We're super pumped to be the sponsor. We love what you're doing with your feed, and we think it's going to be a perfect partnership. Love just how you elevate newer artists, younger artists, artists that need exposure. And that's what we're all about at Boombox, too. There's so many undiscovered artists that just need to be heard. Hundreds of millions of songs on Spotify. So there's no shortage of music discovery in the world. That's for sure.
Heck yeah, man. And thank you guys for also helping support that mission. But give me a little bit, give me the lay of the land. How did Boombox come to be? Like give me the whole story.
Yeah, I'll give you the quick rundown, I guess, on what Boombox is for the listeners that are not aware. Boombox is really a social platform for sharing music recs. Music is such a big part of our daily lives and who we are as people, and we just always felt like there wasn't a platform to really showcase that. TikTok has helped bridge the gap a little bit between music and social media, but really, there's still not a super great place to just share the music that kind of defines you and makes you you. And we know everyone has their own music vibe, their own playlist, and so really want people to be able to show that off on a platform dedicated to music sharing and music discovery. And so that's what Boombox is. How it started, really, I do have to give full credit to my twin brother Will for it. So he's the third co-founder who couldn't make it on this call, but he is the brainchild behind Boombox. He came up with him and I came up with the idea together a little bit. I'll take some credit, but he deserves most of it. We were actually camping together. We talk about this night a lot, and we were heavily inspired by TikTok. This was probably 5 years ago. It's when we both started really getting on TikTok. I know TikTok had been around before that, but that's when we really started to get into it. And we were super inspired by the fact that anyone can kind of blow up on TikTok. You post a video on TikTok and really anyone can see it. TikTok changed the game for creators in a way that we wanted to do for artists because we just realized there wasn't a way for music to be exposed to a wider audience in the way that content creation was able to do so on TikTok at that time. So it was really born from that aha moment. And from there we wanted to create a platform that recommended you songs, really. It started as a discovery platform, kind of sheer algorithmic based discovery. And it evolved, and we had profiles, and you could repost your music recs and stuff, and share the stuff that you were vibing with. And then at a certain point, we pivoted because not that music discovery was getting saturated. As I said, there's hundreds of millions of songs. There's no shortage of music discovery. You can always be discovering music. But just that there were a lot of tools out there already, a lot of creators like yourself who were discovering music. And honestly, it's a better platform for that. Like, it's great that you can discover music on Instagram and on TikTok. And Spotify has a million discovery features. And so it's not that our app changed, but I think we realized our value proposition was a little bit different at a certain point. We realized that what people were loving about our app was not discovery per se. It's a huge benefit, but they loved that they could share their music. That is something that they had never been able to do before. I mean, people post music on their Instagram stories, people text their friends music, but it's just a lot of barriers. And it's not someone like myself who doesn't use Instagram a ton, posting something on my Instagram story is it's a big endorsement for that. So it's something that I don't necessarily post songs on my Instagram story every day. So we wanted to make it a more casual platform, and we realized those people love this place where they could just They're vibing with the song on their way to work. They can just post it to Boombox. And so we pivoted away a little bit away from discovery towards sharing a lot more. And that's kind of how the app found its final form. We say social media for sharing music recs, and that's really what it is today. And that's where we see the value prop, and that's where we see people coming to the app, and what they love doing is sharing music that makes them who they are, really.
I think that was at least somebody for me as myself. My algorithm is music. I mean, like I'm getting served reels about concerts, festivals. I mean, all the time. But even as somebody who that's my what my algorithm was prior to even starting music or even discovering you guys, I really didn't find that many pages that were about quote unquote music discovery. I mean, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the page or with the ones to watch. I mean, that was like one that had always followed. But there really wasn't that many revolved around music discovery. And so when I came across your guys' page, I was like, oh shit, this is an app solely dedicated to doing just that. Like, how cool is that? But it's also nice because, like you said, I mean, I would hear a song and I would literally have to share it from Spotify with like, 10 people that I thought would think it was a cool song.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can just go hop on Boombox, I can just post it there, and anybody that follows me can then just hear the song. So it just saves me a little bit of time also on the productivity scale, which is cool. Uh,
Well, yeah, and we did really have creators like you in mind. I know. I see a lot of music discovery content on my feed also. That's what all my feed is now, really. And as great as it is to share on Instagram like you do, I do think there's a dedicated place for creators like yourself to just have music-based content. You add so much value to your content on top of just sharing the songs, but it's fun now that Music has a account on Boombox where you can just post recs maybe a little more casually. You don't have to put as much time into it, just something that you like really quickly, or even if you wanna take the time to put together a really nice thought out caption. But I think it's just an easier way for creators like yourself who already have a platform on Instagram to really expand what they're doing, expand the scope of your work, expand the scope of your audience. Yeah, I mean, music discovery is a huge part of Boombox, but we view it as music discovery enabled by sharing, I guess. So it's not as algorithmic anymore, and it's more people like yourself sharing with people like me. I've loved seeing Music's Rec so far.
And that's kind of the cool part because like the casual user can just post, any song that they're just feeling that day or they want somebody to hear, whatever it might be. But like a page like Newsic, focusing on more the smaller emerging artists, maybe independent artists as well. If people find that on Boombox, they find music there, they're gonna know that that's pretty much all they're gonna hear there are those rising artists, which is kind of a cool to have that little niche on there versus just being just general music overall. So, um,
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
that's one of the big problems with algorithmic based stuff, as Spotify's discovery swipe feature is. You don't oftentimes get smaller artists. Sometimes it takes accounts like Music to really elevate those people, and Boombox helps enable that.
Yep, absolutely. It's been so fun. I've actually all the artists that I've gotten a chance, not all of them, but like the 25 plus that I've interviewed over the last couple of years, it's been really cool to just actually have like a relationship with them beyond just like their music. So
Yeah.
now, like, one of the guys, they were supposed to play Bonnaroo, unfortunately, this past weekend, it got canceled, but uh, that their day got canceled. And I shot him a text and I was just like, dude, it's just I'm so excited for you guys. Like now it's just like having that a direct relationship with them is also really cool. But my goal has always been I want people to know these artists beyond just their music. I want them to know that they're just fucking cool people. Like they're just good human beings that deserve to be recognized for all the hard work they do putting into their art. But also that they're just good human beings overall. And so it's been really nice to get a chance to sit down and have like video interviews for people to get to know each other. I don't know. It's been a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys continuing to just support that mission, man.
Yeah, I love that. We love your content. We're excited to see more of it. We're excited to see the Boombox logo on it too.
Heck yeah, man. I'm stoked. I guess more on like a personal level, kind of what got you guys so into music. And Steve, I'll start with you. But what created the love and the passion for music from the jump?
Yeah, let me know if you can hear me too. Tried to change my mic. Hopefully it's good.
Good to go.
I've been in music since I was probably 5 years old. Started playing piano as a kid, took that all the way through college, and I'm picking it up actually now again after kind of dropping it. So I've been in music my whole life. In band in high school, I've just always had a knack for music, and I love music. And being able to share it is something that I've done, but not as freely because it's, like Ben said, not something I'm willing to post on my Instagram or I have to send it individually to friends. So yeah, I've been involved in music. I just basically will say since day one almost. And I could see myself doing a career in it. And obviously that's That's a hard thing to do as artists now, I'm sure, as you know. So this is a stepping stone to making that a reality and
Heck
bringing
yeah,
music
man.
to more people, worldwide.
Absolutely. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, my love of music definitely comes from my family. My dad is a huge music lover, huge ambassador of Boombox, who loves what we're doing.
He follows me. Don't worry. I know.
I know he was loving your guys' comments, your back and forth. Yeah, he's a huge, music fan, biggest Prince fan in the world. He wrote a book, and so he's always been really impassioned about music, and he's had the artists that he really loves, and he's been trying to show me. I haven't fully gotten on the Prince train, but he's and that's what Boombox is all about. You can't force someone to like a song, but he will force it down your throat a little bit. So
That's awesome.
the Boombox feed might be full of Prince stuff, but yeah, I mean, I really just he was super into music from a young age. I have memories of us just dancing to John Denver and stuff. So I think that's probably where it started. And my extended family is super musical. We got a couple artists, a couple people in bands, a lot of musicians, and they inspired me to pick up guitar, which kind of built on my love of music, helped me dive into it on a more technical side. It made me fall in love with a few of my favorite artists and stuff. So yeah, it's been a slow burn throughout life. I moved to Nashville, that helped a lot. It's hard not to fall in love with music in Nashville. It's just such a big part of the culture, and you realize
Yep.
how awesome music is.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been a slow burn, but just a lot of things throughout my life that have made me slowly fall more and more in love with music, and just realize it's the best thing in the world.
Are you looking for a better way to share music with your friends? Boombox is the social platform built for music lovers. Post your favorite tracks, see what your friends are listening to, and discover new music with personalized discovery feed. Join communities, chat with fellow fans, and build a profile that shows off your unique taste. You've got fire music recs. Boombox makes sure people hear them. Download Boombox today and start sharing your vibe. Heck yeah, man. It's funny. I grew up in a super small town here in California. It's, believe it or not, a little mountain town in California, but it only had like, 20,000 people, super small. And my mom, I remember like every Sunday we'd be cleaning the house and she'd always be bumping like just a 90s country, early 2000s country, like everything from like Rascal Flats to Garth Brooks to all that good stuff. So like I started liking country when I was younger, and then my little brother somehow got like super into hip hop, like loved Tupac. So I started leaning into hip hop a little bit. And my little brother's one of those people he knows like every word to every Tupac song, like just like die hard fan. So I like leaned to hip hop a little bit, but then I got really into like hardcore punk. Like I became, I was like a straight edge kid till I was like 16 years old. I went to shows, whenever I didn't have a baseball game, like I was gone at a show somewhere. And so I got really into like the hardcore rock punk scene. And then, so it just like morphed into like all these different genres. And so I was just like, dude, I just love music. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, whether it be like house, dubstep, I don't care. Like, if it makes me feel a certain way, like a certain type of way, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
And like that, and I remember like one night I was just laying in bed and I was like, damn, like what could I do with like my love for music? Cause it's like, it's so rare for some, not everybody loves every single genre that much. And I was like, new music. I kept saying it in my head, and all of a sudden, music popped in my head, and I'm like, wow, like that's got to be the one. Like I went on Instagram, and there was like one other guy who had like made the name before, and he only, he like didn't really follow through with it. And I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna dive in and I'm gonna run with it. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it's just like cool I love hearing from everybody, like kind of like what triggered their spark or like their love for like or like their like passion for music. And so it's just it's cool to hear. Like none of my family's like musically inclined. Like I don't play. I've tried to pick up guitar 10 different times, but just never really followed through with it. And I was like, screw, what? I'm gonna stick with just loving music as a whole. I'm good. But it's I just always love hearing everybody's kind of their story about music, which I think is cool.
That's awesome. I appreciate people like you who are super into every genre, super open to every genre. I mean, you're the best kind of music listeners. I wish I was a little bit more that way. I'm trying to broaden my horizons. I'm a little bit solely focused on country at the moment, but I do love all music. I don't listen to it enough. So I really do appreciate people like you, and I love the music account because it's showing me all kinds of different genres that I don't intentionally expose myself to enough. So I appreciate what you're doing for music. And the best part about music is that you can enjoy it in so many different ways. You're not a performer, but it doesn't matter. You can still enjoy it.
Exactly. I have, like, friends who are on the, the opposite scale that are those, those assholes that are like, if you play them one thing out of their favorite genre, they're like, "This is horrible music." I'm like, Don't say that. Don't ruin it for everybody else."
Yeah, yeah. I get that.
I guess for both of you, who are your top 3 favorite artists? And is Steve, go ahead and go first.
Oof, oof. I was thinking about this question earlier, and I didn't know if I had a solid answer. It's just I'm
It's hard,
similar
I
to you.
know.
I love literally every genre. I'll listen to yacht rock one week, and then I'll go on like a hip hop like house crave. I'm kind of all over the place. I do like indie a lot. I'd say probably Bakar's up there. Tame Impala is definitely up there. But then if I want to throw like a curveball, I could do something like Kendrick Lamar or Disco Lines, complete curveball. So I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay.
I don't really know. It switches like day to day, honestly. And so does my Boombox account. It switches day to day.
I actually found Disco Lines because of music. I stumbled upon their page one day, or his page, and I was like, "This guy fucking rips, dude. He's so good. He's
Yeah,
so good."
I support that one.
Heck yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. What about you,
Yeah,
Ben?
Ben will support Disco.
Yeah, my, top 3, I could tell you pretty easily, actually. They're pretty highly in my top 3. Zach Bryan, my top 3 is controversial, I'll say that. Zach Bryan, I think he's not universally loved. Well, he's pretty popular now, but he's not universally loved. He's got some controversy behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Mayer, who also has some controversy because of the Swifties. I apologize. I'm a Swiftie fan and a John Mayer fan. I think I can be both. I don't know. Some people disagree. And Ed Sheeran would be my third. And yeah, I don't know. I love songwriters personally. I think that's a huge benefit for me if an artist is primarily writes their own songs. I think there's a lot of value in songwriting, and the music feels more authentic when it's coming from that person, in my opinion. I respect songwriters too who make music for other artists, but I love when artists write their own music, and I love when they are performers and they have a lot of emotion. I've always loved John Mayer. Just his guitar is obviously incredible, and the emotion behind his music is amazing. And Zach Bryan has now filled that gap for me because John Mayer isn't making enough music these days. And Ed Sheeran has just been one of those artists I've loved forever. He bridges so many different genres. He's an amazing songwriter, just an amazing performer. I love what he can just do with an acoustic guitar on stage. So I've just always admired him as well. Those are my top 3 of all time. I go in phases. I'm on an Eric Church kick right now and a Luke Combs kick, but those are my 3 of all time, and they haven't changed for a long time.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Those are, I noticed too that Ed Sheeran seems like he's just a super cool dude. Like everything
Yeah,
I've ever heard or seen about him, he just seems like he's like, dude, I just got really popular. Like I'm just a cool, normal dude who just wants to hang out. He just seems like he's a super cool dude.
his story's awesome. I mean, coming from performing on the streets, being homeless, and just blowing up with A-Team. I mean, he has a cool story, and I haven't met him, so I can't say personally, but I agree. He seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys ever watched that show called Songland?
I haven't.
Dude, so Songland, that's not currently airing. I wish it would. It's incredible show, but basically they put like I think they put like 3 or 4 songwriters into a room, and then they invite like young up and coming songwriters to come in and basically like a perform or no, it's artists come in and perform a song, and then they basically will select an artist to work with, and they basically help them rewrite the song to make it better. It's really really cool, but they have like big time songwriters like the guy from not Citizen, what's the I can't remember one of the big bands, but either way, it just go if you get a chance, like just go online and just watch it. If you like appreciate music on this level, like I know you guys do, it's just like really cool to watch like the process of song making. It's like one of the few shows I've ever seen that actually like is a super realistic about like the songwriting process, which is really cool. So, but yeah, it's called Songland. It's really dope.
Okay, that's a good rec. I appreciate that. I'll definitely be watching.
Heck yeah.
It
Brock, I
sounds
I
like
need to know
voice
your
for
top 3 artists. You can't
for
you can't get
music.
away from this.
I'm gonna go. Paramore is probably one of my number one.
I've seen that. Saw that on Boombox.
Yep, yeah. Haley Williams. Haley Williams is. I mean, I idolize that chick, dude. She's just badass. She's yeah. But it's been really cool too now. Like just super short side story. But I have a like I said earlier, I have a 2.5-year-old at home. And I've gotten her to the point now, like we'll be outside in the backyard playing, and she'll be like, "Daddy, can you put on Paramore?" I'm like, "God, I made it. I have succeeded as a father, dude. Like whatever else happens in life, I'm good. I've won. It's been really cool. So it brings the biggest smile to my face. But um, number 2, probably Bill Murray. He's one of my all time favorite. I mean, he's just incredible. Super talented kid. And then I'm sure you guys are familiar. I don't know, Mike. He's definitely in my
Yeah,
top three.
love it.
I've followed him since his days of Mike Stud, which were his college frat days.
Yeah.
But it's been cool because we're similar age, and so kind of going through those lifestyle, those life changes together. He's kind of moved into the more, a little bit more mature lyrics and music, which it's been kind of cool to go on that ride with him. So I'd say Paramore, Bill Murray, and Mike are probably my top three. I'm trying to make sure I kind of cover all my genres a little bit.
I was gonna say, yep, I'm impressed with the variety. I love it.
But yeah, like when it comes to like country though, like I love Co Wetzel. He's just I'm so happy he's made it because he deserved to blow up. He's super
Yeah,
talented. And then I'm trying to go some other country artists that I love, but yeah, Co is probably one of my smaller ones that I'm a big fan of for sure.
that's a great choice.
If you guys could pick one artist, I know it's probably super hard. And I'm sure you guys had some debate about it, but if you could pick one artist to be the face of Boombox, to be just to do all the ad reads, to just be the permanent face, who would it be?
I got not controversial at all. We all agree, Bruno Mars, and we've talked about this. We love Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars embodies everything. He embodies what we want our brand personality to be. He's just so cool. He's hip and cool. I mean, he's been around forever. He blends so many unique genres. He really brings people together with his music just because of the way he blends his genres. And I feel like everyone loves Bruno Mars's music, and he makes people feel good. And the biggest thing is that he has a really distinct vibe, which we love. We've kind of coined the phrase for Boombox, "Share your vibe," is what we've taken up our slogan to be. Because we really think, I mean, everyone has a unique music personality. Everyone has just a unique personality, and your music oftentimes reflects that part of you. And Bruno Mars definitely has a vibe. He has a personality, and he's not
Yes, he
afraid to
does.
share it. And he helps spread the joy that his vibe brings him, and that his vibe brings other people. So that's what we think Boombox is all about, and he does a great job of that. We're far. It's a big goal, but maybe one day Bruno Mars will be our spokesperson.
Hey, maybe if we get this blown up, Bruno Mars will.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
you
see
got you
it.
got to
If you're out there,
shoot.
we would love to have you.
Heck yeah, you might as well shoot big, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to have big goals. So speaking of goals, I mean, what's the goal of Boombox? Like, what do you guys, whether it be 5 or 10 years from now, whatever it looks like, what's the end game? What do you guys want to see out of Boombox?
Yeah, I can kick this off. I mean, as we said previously, we wanted to fill a gap in the music industry where we felt there was a gap where everyone's listening to music. It's such a big part of their lives, but there was not a great way to share it. So that's the first goal, which we think we did with this app. Just giving people a platform to share their unique music personality and share their music taste and help share the songs that they love and are making them happy and spread them to other people. So that was really the first part of Boombox, and we want to expand that mission in many ways. I mean, we think there's a huge opportunity in the live music space. I think live music just embodies what Boombox is all about when everyone's together. They're sharing in that joy of music. I think concerts are the best things ever. Every time there's live music, it's the greatest atmosphere. So, I mean, I would love to expand into the live music scene, whether that be exclusive concerts for Boombox users, exclusive concerts for artists who are starting to grow on Boombox who don't have a great platform. We really want to grow into areas where we can help better support artists in ways like that. Exposure more than anything is, I know, that just one of the biggest things for young artists. So giving them platforms to perform at the festivals that they wouldn't otherwise get to do so. We're giving them a platform for just their music to be exposed to a wider audience. So I think those are the next steps for us in terms of our where we're headed would be live music. I would say I want to expand in that space, and then supporting artists more. Once we have a wider audience and we can, or have a larger fan base, and we have the ability to expose newer artists to more people, I think that's a huge goal of ours. Steve, I don't know if you got any thoughts.
No, I'm pretty much there. I would just say, trying to bring it to as many people as possible. I'm sure, as you know, that's a hard thing. I feel like we have something that's exciting and new. I mean, not necessarily entirely new, but something that's going to bring joy back into music for people and connect people in a way that they, may have forgotten how to connect with. So being able to bring that to people, at least that's my goal, being in control of like the social media aspect is trying to get that to as many people as possible is really what I'm looking forward to. And I would love to see us, on the top charts of the App Store, 50 something thousand plus followers in the next few years. Like, I think that's totally doable. So just get it out to as many people as possible, because I think everybody that's touched it so far has loved it. And I think it'll just bring something to their life and music that they've been missing.
I love the comment about bringing the magic back to music, which I think that embodies it perfectly. I mean, yeah, it's not a completely new concept. There's so many ways to really bring magic back to music, to share it with other people. But we think Boombox is just a huge step in that right direction in your daily life and your daily listening habits, sharing your music that you love with other people. I mean, music is really just, it makes my day every single day on my commute to work, and I know it does the
So
same for
fun.
lots of other people. So
Yeah.
stop gatekeeping your music, put it on, let your friends enjoy what you're enjoying, and let's start discovering more songs and breaking up our listening habits and stuff. It's easy to get in a rut in music, and Boombox is helping to shake things up and keep things exciting in your listening habits.
For sure, and I feel like you guys have created a pretty good environment on there, like, everybody that's on there, whether or not you know somebody, or I've never connected with anybody I've commented back to on there, but it just, like, it just feels like it's a very open space to just talk about music, which is so nice because there's no, like you said, there's no gatekeeping involved, there's nobody like, "Oh, this is I posted this song, it's my song." It's like, no, dude, everyone's just sharing music, like, just an open place just to hang out and, like, just chat about music. It's really cool and just share music, so I feel like the environment on there feels just like really like light and just simple right now, which is like I feel like is you don't find that in social apps anymore. And so I feel like that's such like a it's like a refreshing feeling. I find myself the last few weeks like I hop off Instagram and go to Boombox and I'm just like scrolling on there. I'm like looking for a reason to post a song because I'm like I want to engage with people on here. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love that you feel that way. That's been the goal forever, is just to create an easy place for people to share music and positive place for people to share music. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like the opportunity to like engage with like-minded people, I guess, also, care about music enough to like to want to talk about it or post about it. So it's just really fun because yeah, like, you mentioned earlier, yes, you can find songs on Instagram, you can find songs on TikTok, but it just feels that like because it's dedicated solely to music, it's just so much more enjoyable like to just be there. And the other night I was like scrolling through my app and I just, little samples of songs. My wife's like, "God, what are you doing over there?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I'm just checking out songs."
That's
So it's just yeah, a really great environment. You guys are doing a really good job, man. So I'm stoked for you guys.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. Hope a lot more people realize the same thing as you and enjoying the app, and make sure they follow Newsic because you are posting awesome recs so far, and keep
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah. I do. It's funny. When you joined, I started following you, obviously, because I follow everybody on the app. But just going back to the connections, I mean, obviously being a new app, I was just like, follow everybody. And the more, songs I get on my feed, I love that. And I just want to see what people are posting. And like, there's been like 4 or 5 users that have been posting songs. And I'm like, thinking that they might be friends with like Ben or Will, and I'm like commenting and we're like having conversations like back and forth. And I'm like, "Do you know them?" They're like, "No idea who that is." I'm like, "All right, cool." He's just got great music taste and we're just vibing on a Monday morning over some, jazz song from 1980. It's just like super cool. So I've really enjoyed that that part of it for sure.
Heck yeah, that's cool. And that's also cool to think about that you guys like I mean, who knows, like down the road, you guys might be like starting new friendships or like relationships for people. Like somebody might meet somebody in a different city and they're like, I'm gonna come visit. Like I just want to go to a concert with you. Who knows? It just shit like that might happen. But
Yeah.
I like less music related and more app related. What's kind of been like the biggest hurdle for you guys in getting this kind of off the ground? I mean, is it was it solely like the app development side, or was it just like building the branding? I mean, what's it been? What's been the hardest for you guys?
App development, without a doubt, has been the hardest. I mean, seriously, the biggest problem. So my twin brother Will is the only technical founder. So he's the only one who's been developing the app. And like 3 years ago when we started this, Steve and I were talking. Right? One of us should probably learn how to code just to help him out. And then we just said, oh, but it's going to be long. It's going to be released so soon. We're not going to be able to get up to speed in time. 3 years later, we were like, "Oh, man, we really screwed that one up. Shoulda learned a long time ago," but development's been the biggest. Branding has been always been a big conversation for us. We changed brands once. Designing our first and second logos were a huge nightmare, but it's been super. Say definitely development is what was holding us up this whole time.
Yeah. How do you 2 know each other? And do you guys go to school together? Did you grow up together? What's that relationship look like?
Yeah,
Steve?
we went to college together. I ended up living with his twin brother in our senior year. He happened to be over a lot. So that's how we kind of met. But yeah, we went to college and it was kind of me living with his twin brother that he was working on this app a lot and they were over. And then I kind of jumped in and was like, hey, we should do this competition at our school because I think this is a really good idea and I love it. And then I just wiggled my way in there and got with the twins.
Well played, well
But
played.
Steve has a
no,
special skill set in social media. He's always been skilled in that area, so it's always needed in a business. And yeah, we part of the story that I guess we missed was that we applied for our school, as Steve said. He kind of convinced us to apply for the school's business Shark Tank style business pitch competition, and we did. We ended up winning that, so that just kind of helped us keep rolling. We rode off that momentum a little bit and off that funding, and that's carried us for the past 2 years until we finally launched. And we're super pumped about it. But yeah, we all met in college. We're all really good buddies in college, and this has been a great way to stay in touch after college.
Heck
And
yeah.
will continue to be.
Heck yeah. What college?
Bucknell University in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Small little school, and I don't think in California you're gonna know about it.
You said it, I was like, I don't quite recognize that name, but it's all good. No, that's
No,
awesome, though.
I would not have expected you to. I think there were about 3 guys from California that went to our school.
That's awesome. So I mean, for you guys, curious, like, after only being launched now, what, it's been a month plus
Yeah,
now,
month.
roughly? So, like, what's the hardest thing now? Is it just getting more downloads? Is it just getting it? I mean, what's the challenge right now that the app is done and ready to go, or live? Like, what's your biggest hurdle right now?
I would say, yeah, definitely the biggest hurdle is getting downloads and getting interest from people, through social media, creating solid content that aligns with the brand and gets our story out there. But also, I'd say kind of learning, watching on the back end and learning about what the users are doing and how they're interacting with the app, just to try to stay up to date with that as much as possible. Because we've kind of had discussions about how we plan on growing, and we were at first, oh, let's get all this hype. Let's get 10,000 downloads first week, but like really excited. And then we kind of took a step back and realized it'd be better to be a slow burn and, you know, pull it out to people. I guess not all at once, if that makes sense. As nice as that would be, but really probably, at least from my end, is getting users and also keeping that brand in line, and telling them what we're about without overstepping, if that makes sense.
Yep, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then once you get the users, I mean, the next battle, as Steve was implying, is retaining them. So that's really why we've opted for a slow, but not that we're intentionally not blowing up the app. If the app blew up, we wouldn't complain. We haven't been investing a ton in marketing, just getting our core user base, people who love the app. I'd rather have to get 10 downloads a week and have 5 of them continue to use the app as opposed to 10 downloads or 30 downloads and have 3 of them use the app. So it's way better. We've been operating under the philosophy that it's way better to have a really strong core base of users, who continue to use the app after downloading and don't download it and get it on at once and never touch it again. A download only means something if the person continues to use the app. So really the metric we're tracking is daily active users or weekly active users, and that's all we really care about.
Yep. It's funny that you can literally like apply that exact same thought to, like a small artist or independent artist. It's like I'd rather have 100 people that are super loyal and engage with every post and go to every concert and buy every piece of merch, rather than have 10,000 people that follow me on Instagram who don't ever engage with any of my stuff or support me in any way. So it's funny how that kind of just translates over to kind of everything you do, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
no
it's one
doubt
of
about
those
it.
platforms, like, once you build that solid base, it's really word of mouth from there, and, people will enjoy it as much and realize it makes them, feel a certain way about music that they'll start to share it and then build upon that. Like you said, it's applies to almost everything in life, I'd say, building a solid base.
I had a buddy actually sent me a song today, and I responded to him. I said, "Hey, no more texting me songs. Just download this app, okay?"
That's absolutely love to hear that.
I said, "No more wasting our time, alright, just post it on here. I'll see you when I got time." That's awesome. Well, boys, I appreciate you so much, and I am absolutely fired up for this partnership to help each other, help Newsic grow, help Boombox grow. Like I said before, I just, the stars have aligned. We are working towards the same thing essentially, and so I'm just, I'm stoked to have your guys' support and have you guys involved in every way possible. And so I just want to, thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. I'm really stoked.
Brock, we
Yeah.
appreciate you so much. We love Newsic. We love what Newsic's doing. Agreed. We're 100% aligned on the same goals. So this partnership's going to be awesome. Really, really appreciate your time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you,
Yeah.
boys.
We're looking forward to it. We'll cook up some content soon. Got to do
Yeah,
it.
let's have some fun. Let's get creative, and no idea is a bad idea. I'm open to whatever, dude.
Agreed.
That sounds
Agreed.
good. Yeah.
All right, boys. You have a great night. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Appreciate the time.